Hi guys, Neil Waterhouse. This week's video is about how to sell on eBay for beginners and what they don't tell you. The reason for this week's video is I get so many questions from beginners asking how they should start. Should they sell used items or new items? Should they drop ship or retail arbitrage, or should they source products locally from places like thrift stores, Facebook marketplaces, Gumtree, garage sales? Or should they import using sites like AliExpress or Alibaba? For anybody new to this channel, my name's Neil Waterhouse. I've been selling online full-time for 24 years. I'm the author of $1 Million eBay Business from Home and creator of Dropship Formula. So let's launch straight into it. So this week's video is all about narrowing it down for you so you can get clarity and start your online journey at exactly the right point for you and not waste time like so many people do learning the wrong strategy. Everybody is different with different goals. Some people want to build a hobby-sized business which makes less than the award wage. Other people want to replace their full-time income with an online home-based business. There's no right or wrong. Everybody is different with different goals. As you'll see, everything I do and everything I teach is all step by step, and every link I share with you in this video is for free and with no affiliate kickbacks. I've been selling on eBay for 24 years. I'm teaching people how to sell on eBay for over 15 years. But what I'm the most proud of is my students have sold over $1 billion. I'll share the links where you can watch recorded case studies from my students who have built 6- and 7-digit businesses from scratch. As you probably know, there are many different strategies for selling and making money on eBay. Step one is to figure out exactly which strategy suits you and your circumstances the best. I get to see inside not just our businesses, but also inside many of my students' businesses. So I get to see which latest strategies are working the best. For any eBay newbies watching this video, let's keep it simple. eBay is simply just a marketplace where you can buy and sell items. You make money on eBay, of course, by selling items for more money than you paid for them, just like any other business. eBay allows you to sell used items and new items. It's purely up to you whether you wish to sell new items or used items or both. Personally, I prefer these days to sell new items for many reasons, as I'll show you, but it's purely up to you. Selling online for me, it's always been about lifestyle. That is, build an eBay business that makes money by itself 24/7, 365 without you. Let me show you why I prefer to sell new items. When I started selling on eBay back in 1998, the first item I ever sold was a used rusty socket set. From there I moved on to sourcing used items from garage sales, thrift shops, car boot sales, etc. But the big problem with that was it's nearly impossible to automate the business, as you're the one driving around on your weekends and at night picking up inventory. And if you have a family, this can be very challenging. The whole idea of an online business for me is lifestyle. It's about building a fully automated business so you have time during the week to do those things that we want to do the most. With used items, you're continually out and about, driving to garage sales, thrift shops, people's houses, etc. to collect inventory. You also have to photograph and write ad copy for every single used item. Whereas with new items, you can sell the same item over and over and over again. Now, if you enjoy continually sourcing used items, awesome, but personally, I prefer automation, where the business runs 99% of the time by itself without you. And that is done using automation software and low-cost overseas virtual assistants that you can get from $1 per hour. If you want more information about virtual assistants, I'll put a link on the screen and below to a previous week's video teaching how and where to get overseas virtual assistants from $1 per hour. Other popular places to source used items is Facebook marketplaces. And if you live in Australia, Gumtree, or if you live in the USA, Craigslist. Now, if you do wish to sell used items though, I have a complete, free, in-depth course from a previous week's video again, and I'll put a link on the screen and at the end of this video. Now, if you want to sell new items, the first thing you need to ask yourself is how much money, if any, are you willing to spend on inventory? This is what used to stop a lot of people in their tracks. But the good news today is you can build a 7-digit business using less than $100, as I'll show you. You simply couldn't do that just 6 years ago. We simply didn't have the technology. Back when I started importing over 30 years ago, I had to find all sorts of creative ways to pay for containers of goods. But these days, you can literally build a 7-digit business using less than $100 and without borrowing a cent, as I'll show you. So the next step If you just want to build a hobby-sized business which makes less than award wage using used items, I'll put a link on the screen and below to a free, complete step-by-step course. Or if you want to import new items, again I'll put a link on the screen and below to another complete free step-by-step course teaching how to import from scratch and sell on eBay. Or if you want to build a 7-digit fully automated business selling new items from scratch using less than $100, which is totally 100% COVID compatible, meaning you don't need to drive to other people's houses or shops. Again, the next step is I'll put a link on the screen and below to another free online step-by-step course. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Until next week, stay safe, list more, sell more. This is Waterhouse.